All right, gentlemen, a Tuesday Thanksgiving special for y'all this week. My screen's over here that I can see, so if I keep glancing, don't worry about it. So let's talk about who's eliminated. Michael. Sorry. Couldn't resist Michael. Michael is officially the only person who cannot make the playoffs. We got 3 weeks to go. We are going to all play interdivision games now at this point to battle it out for our chance to make it into the playoffs. Uh, Very appropriately last week, everyone in the highest division won. Therefore, why they're in the highest division. So good on you guys. Every single one of y'all beat my division across the board. So well played. Way to really prove your ranking. As far as officially in the playoffs, is only me. Yeah. Uh, Everyone else could conceivably not make the playoffs or make the playoffs, but Michael is the only one eliminated, and I am the only one that is for sure in, even with 3 losses. I'll start to try to do this update every week as to where we stand. Just a reminder that the person who gets in the eighth and final wild card spot is the person that has the most points for. That would currently be Jeffrey, I believe, although there is. It's going to be him or Ryan. It looks like at this point they're pretty close in total points, but right now they're the two favorites for getting in. If they don't get in automatically as one of the top two in their division, it's going to be pretty close. Those two right now are definitely in the lead position for that. Other than that, it's going to be a pretty wild finish, which is going to be really fun, which is why we play the interdivision here the last 3 weeks. Also, I got to apologize to Luke. I have been reminded throughout this week for some reason about how 2 seasons ago we started playoffs 1 week sooner, and Luke was the top seed in the league. And that first week of playoffs was a bye week as well. And Luke had like half his roster, or at least his QB and 2 receivers on bye. Man, that you got screwed. Sorry about that, my guy. However, Luke has hated on himself. He is not eliminated from playoffs yet. He's got a chance. Barrett is almost safe. He'd have to lose all 3 weeks to not get in. But everyone else, they got to win at least one more week to get in. Quite a few battles. Going to be real close. William, who I've hated on all season, making a little comeback here. Pretty safe. Him and Barrett looking pretty good for the middle high, but it's definitely not over. A lot can change here in the last 3 weeks. So let's get into it. Now, granted, hopefully everyone's doing their waivers today, so this could all change before the games actually get played. But reminder also, there's like 3 games Thursday. There's a game Friday, first ever Black Friday NFL game. There might even be Saturday games. I don't think we reached that point yet, but Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, a lot of football happening way early. So here we go. Me versus Allen will be the first matchup here. Going to be real fun. This is the top 2 teams, I believe, in my division. Yep. So top 2 duking it out. Allen getting a win here would go a long way for ensuring his spot in the playoff and kicking out Dylan and the aforementioned previously eliminated Mr. Michael. Looking forward to seeing you Thursday, Chappie. I'll rub it in your face some more there as well as we eat Thanksgiving dinner together. Me and Alan projected to be pretty close. We're past most bye weeks. There's another one next week that I think is pretty bad bye week for people. I don't think this one's too bad, but next week I think will be a lot of people. I do lose Mark Andrews. That hurts. And tight end, there ain't nothing out there. So looking for a trade, actually. We got about another week till the trade deadline. So anyone that has got a spare tight end or willing to give up their good tight end, I'll probably make you a pretty good trade. Looking at you, Ryan, with Dalton Kincaid. But feel free to send me an offer, especially if you got a spare one that you don't want. Allen also probably gets Kyron Williams back this week, so not good news for me. He'll get to have a legitimate actual running back instead of Tyjae Spears and Latavius Murray. I once again made the mistake of starting Gabe Davis, although it wouldn't have mattered last week, but I would say I'm officially done with that. Cortland Sutton, everyone keeps calling for touchdown regression, but the man has scored a touchdown in, hold on, how many weeks in a row? That's not Cortland Sutton. Thank you. He has scored a touchdown in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight weeks and has only not scored a touchdown in 2 total weeks. Wow. Will I start him this week? Probably not. Still, I do think this is going to be a great game. Uh, Depending on what I have to do roster wise to start getting ready for playoffs, Allen might win this one. However, I will say I don't believe in his team. I think he got players that got some touchdowns. Also, Jamar Chase gets a huge downgrade with Joe Burrow out for the season. I'm gonna say I win, but it's gonna be a close one. Barrett versus William, another tight one. Barrett projected to win by point 0.5. William with some stud receivers. CeeDee Lamb, little ankle injury. Ooh, this could be spooky season out here. But I do think he probably plays Garrett Wilson. Also, elbow injury. I don't think he had a single point last week. Ouch. Uh, Drake London, though, finally back, but getting Desmond Ritter back at QB instead of Heineke. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Barrett, Travis Kelce has not really, I mean, he got a touchdown, but he's maybe the cliff is starting to come off, or maybe he's too distracted by Taylor Swift. Who's to say? Christian Watson, trash, been absolute garbage. Mostly because of his quarterback, but shockingly has been a massive downgrade for this season from what people expected. However, Chuba Hubbard does appear to be the lead back. That's worked out for, as a good pickup for him. Zach Moss, sorry about that. He should be getting more reps. He's been great. Surely he gets more than he did last week. That's been wild. Rashad White, though, for William, great half PPRs. He is getting tons of passes. Justin Fields looked great again last week. This game goes a long way for both of these teams. William needs to win slightly more. Oh, man. We got a lot still to see. I'm going to do what my brother hates. I'm going to pick him to win. I'm going to pick Barrett. The tight one. Delwyn versus Jeffrey. Jeffrey, after the massive trade with Dylan, beats Dylan last week. Jeffrey, more than anything, even if he doesn't get wins, he needs to score points to get in that point tiebreaker to get into playoffs no matter what, even if he can't get it done record-wise. Projected to be a tight one here. His players do get great matchups. Tony Pollard finally got in the end zone last week. However, still been a massive disappointment overall. Good luck making your running back start decisions, Jeffrey. Brees Hall, Tony Pollard, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, and Jonathan Taylor. Have fun. It's a matter of who's going to fall into the end zone. Good luck not picking wrong each week. Delwyn, Jalen Hurts looking great again. Pacheco has been a stud. DeAndre Swift finally took over as the lead running back for them. Looked great last night. Diggs, not been good recently. Don't know what's going on with the Bills, but that will change. Tank Dell, been immaculate as a rookie, with a rookie quarterback, no less. I've heard rumors Nakua got hurt in that last game, along with Cooper Kupp, who Jeffrey has, who has an ankle injury, who Cooper Kupp is way more likely to not play than Puka Nakua, which would be a massive upgrade for Delwyn if that were to happen. This should be a good one. Both benches are good, deep choices to make. Jeffrey does get the Steelers D against Cincinnati with Browning at quarterback, so that's a massive upgrade over the Jets having to play Miami. Although Miami offense hasn't looked as good. I do think Jeffrey will put up points. I'm going to say Jeffrey barely stays under 100, though, which will hurt him in the long run, and Delwyn gets the win. OP versus Austin, another tight projection here, less right at 5 points. Mahomie for Austin, maybe the biggest disappointment in fantasy this year, actually, in general, as far as any player. Just has not lived up to it. His receivers, so many drops, like MVS last night. That's a big difference for Mahomes. An incompletion versus like a 65-yard touchdown pass. You just can't do anything when your receivers can't catch the ball. Eckler, I don't know if you saw the video yet of him running. Oh, painful. The man looks slow. Great catcher. Not so much of a running back anymore. Does that look painful? But he's still on a good team, still going to get touchdowns. James Cook looked great, though. Austin's team is the team that, like, I look at the names and I like it. Like, I like the names on it, but people that just haven't lived up to it. Terry McLaurin, Devontae Smith, Dalton Schultz, Evan Ingram. Starting 2 tight ends. Austin, look at me for a trade, sir. Let's make a deal. Starting 2 tight ends, I could use one. OP, on the other hand, good season. Doesn't look like it record-wise, but like has a good team. Bijan gets back from bye after last week. I'm going to pick OP to win this one. TJ Hawkinson has been incredible. I'd love to own him. OP, want a great trade. Don't really have a tight end to give you, but I'll give you a great player. I'll take OP to win this one in the upset. Mac versus Matt. Matt again, just season after season in this league, just cannot catch a break. Geno Smith hurt. Christian McCaffrey touchdown streak finally snapped a week or two ago. James Conner back, but hasn't done much yet. Uh, Mac, on the other hand, Javonte Williams finally becoming workhorse back. Travis Etienne, a workhorse back. Tyreek Hill, absolutely. Adam Thielen, surprisingly great season, and with Rich taking back over the play calling, went way better than the last 3 weeks. McBride, good tight end. Jonnu Smith, wild tight end. Najee Harris, finally on the bench. Yeah, right where he belongs. Maybe even RB2 now on the Steelers. However, has been better, and the run game has gotten good. They did just fire, just got a notification. Their offensive coordinators got fired. The Fire Matt Canada, which you haven't heard all that, there's a podcast episode about it on ESPN Daily as well, about how that became a phenomena at sports that even involve Pittsburgh. Fire Matt Canada, it finally happened. So the people got what they want. I think Mac absolutely dominates Matt this week. Dominates him. Luke versus Rusty. Battle of the 4 and 7s, the bottom of this. I think they're the upper middle. The loser of this, I think, will be eliminated. Pretty sure the loser of this matchup is out of the playoffs. I don't even think they probably have a chance points for. So have to have this win to stay alive. Luke is projected to win by 7. Rusty's starting 2 Titans. That's not good. But they are playing Carolina, so it could work out for him this week. But oh, the injuries. His bench looks painful. Got 2 tight ends as well with 1 out. I might make a trade for Dallas Goedert, Dad. Send me a message. For Luke, Devin Singletary's been awesome. As long as Damian Pierce does not come back, that could continue, but I think Pierce will be back. He practiced a little bit last week. A-Chain, the great comeback for the big trade for Luke, and got hurt. Ouch. Supposedly not too bad. He could come back this week, but just really rubbing it in right there. Still holding on to Cam Akers. Believe Luke. He'll come back somehow from IR and that ankle injury. I believe he'll come back. Jerry Jeudy, though, Curtis Samuel, like he's got options to play. I do like Dad's team better overall. However, Brock Purdy, I keep not wanting him in fantasy, and he keeps proving wrong with a perfect passer rating last week. Luke's got a good chance to keep his hopes alive. I like Dad's receivers way better in general, although Amari Cooper with a massive downgrade with Deshaun Watson now out for the season. So, and Jacoby Myers hasn't been near as good since they stopped playing Jimmy G. So this will be a good one. Luke should win. I'm going to pick the upset. I'm going to take my dad to win this one. Ryan versus Derek. Derek projected pretty low for Derek's squad. What we got going on here? 84.8 versus 96 for Ryan. He might have lost Kenneth Walker. Shout out to Zach Charbonnet. Thank you, Dylan, for dropping him earlier this season. With a short week, it's likely Kenneth Walker does not play. Also, Ty Chandler, the massive sweepstakes everyone won last week. And then Alexander Madison, who Ryan happens to have playing against Derek, played last week anyway. Both did play, but Madison did fine. So I do think both will get snaps moving forward, but massive downgrade for what thought was going to be a lead back. However, Calvin Ridley on Derek's bench finally looked good again last week. Does that repeat itself? I don't know. But with Kenneth Walker out, it looks like Derek will have to start Ty Chandler because Deontay Foreman also got hurt. So big downgrade for Derek there with that injury. But still got the players to overcome it. Does have a good team. DeAndre Hopkins has looked great with Will Levis. It's been a renaissance for him. Ryan has hodgepodge his team into contention. Was ugly there early on. But does have the players. He's still holding on to Joe Burrow. He'll get rid of that this week, I'm sure. Keaton Mitchell could become something. Jalen Warren looks good. Really does. Disappointed. Still wanted him a draft pick. However, starting 2 Steelers with Deontay Johnson, real risky proposition. But Kyler Murray at quarterback is back. Do they continue to play him and ruin their chances at the first pick? I don't know. I don't think Brandon Ayuk pops off for 5 catches and like 150 yards again and a touchdown. I'll take Ryan to win this one in a big win and need for Ryan to make that a real tight battle, tie the record with Derek, make it real interesting for the playoffs moving forward. And then Dylan versus the eliminated Michael. If Dylan loses this week, I'm pretty sure he's eliminated as well. So Dylan has to get a must win. There's already been trash talk about this matchup last week. Wow, these two were looking forward to it last week. We'll see who can win here. Michael should get Justin Jefferson back. RIP first pick, man, just brutal. but he should get him back this week. Massive upgrade for Michael if he does get him back. Michael really hodgepodging it here with this roster to put together. Dylan with the Lions looked real ugly last week up until that last 4 minutes to put together 2 touchdowns, which gave Dylan some mega points. They do play at home, I think, again, and against Green Bay, who's not a good team. So, ironically, Dylan's also playing a Green Bay receiver, so he's got everybody in that game. And his backup tight end is also the Green Bay one. So the only way he could start someone not in this game is Brandon Cooks, who also plays on Thanksgiving. So he's got the entire Thanksgiving slate. Should actually do pretty well. Michael is projected for 58. Ouch. But does have the ability to make some pieces. Roshan Johnson should be better this week with Deontay Foreman hurt. Carrying 2 kickers. Bold move, Michael. Bold for a man in your position. But getting Jefferson will bounce that way up. Jefferson could carry him by himself. It's so funny to see Dylan stand with a full roster from one team, but they put up points, and there's not a player on it that I dislike. Really, I mean, Jameson Williams is the most risky, but he's a great deep threat. It'd be interesting when he has a pick every week between him and Josh Reynolds. I do think Michael will well outscore his projection at 58. I think he'll do better than that, but I do think Dylan's Lions will get it done despite Jefferson coming back. I'll take Dylan to win. Well done, Mr. Lion. Way to root for the home team. I think he gets the dub. Have a great weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully, y'all get to see some of each other throughout this. I know we're getting together with the chapel, so looking forward to that. Y'all have a great week.